Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast at Tiffany's. I am your hostess, Tiffany Almazon, and I'm happy you're here. I'm happy it's Saturday, it's a beautiful day, and all is gonna be wonderful. So for those of you who are watching on the replay, quick tip, the tomato lady, if you are local to Las Vegas, she is having her plant sale like right now. She is selling plants. So get over there today, get some, and be sure to keep them indoors for a while. Because we're not yet over 50 degrees in the evening, and you don't want to put them out in your yard, in your garden, until we're consistently over 50. And I unfortunately forgot about my tomatoes last night, and I left them out on the porch. I was like, oh no, it's not sunset yet, you have a few more minutes, give them another half hour. So I brought them in this morning to warm them up a bit and then put them back out in the sun, but we'll see what happened to them. So I don't know, so sad. But hey, good morning, Ann. About late March. Yeah, depends on the weather for sure. And this year, who knows, because it's been so warm so much of the winter, who knows what's gonna happen, so we'll see. But I definitely wanna get over there today, the tomato lady, and get some of her plants. It'll be cool. So today we got on the agenda, breakfast. We got recipe number 2 on our plan to get 52 recipes out there for the whole year. So we'll have a cool little raw recipe book for you of what you can eat for breakfast, even if it's not breakfast foods too. So you just pulled some tomatoes out of your garden last week. That's pretty cool. I was so worried it was gonna get into freezing, what was it, November or something, when it was starting to get colder. I pulled all of mine and I had, I don't know, probably 70 tomatoes on these couple plants I had. They were massive and they were green and they weren't doing anything. So I finally pulled them and I left them in this big old basket on the kitchen table, and I made some green tomato stuff, and then I just kind of got distracted, and one day one of them popped up red. And I'm like, what the heck? They're gonna ripen? And it was like amazing. They just kind of kept staggered ripening. It was perfect. I had tomatoes for so long. I'm so excited for this next crop of getting my tomatoes in the ground. So you got peppers growing too. I've got all the leafy things growing right now. So I've got my arugula growing, a lot of arugula, and I've got my garden's like right out the window, so I'm looking that way. I got some microgreen arugulas too, and then I have a lot of romaine coming up as well, and I've got some cilantro. I've got some fruit trees planted too, so we're gonna see how they do this year. I don't know if they can even produce if they're too young, and or if it's been cold enough for them, because there was like no chill hours until this last week. I mean, it hasn't gotten cold this year, so I don't know, we'll see. Oh, asparagus, good for you. I want some. If you have extra, keep me in mind, please, because asparagus is like 2 years crop, right? And I've never wanted to wait that long. I mean, my garden changes all the time, so once I get my new one built, maybe I'll have time. I'll be okay leaving it sit there for a bit, you know, but good for you. Artichoke. I've never been able to grow my artichoke. I've tried a couple times, but bugs kept getting to them. They would get really big, and then water would have an issue, and then they would like shrivel up because there's not enough water, and then the bugs would get to them, and so then like I'd regrow them, and then but they never produced anything, and I finally said, okay, I'm done. You're taking up space, so. But I would like to grow them too, so we have to talk, man, Ann. You can tell me your secrets. That'll be cool. So here's today's food. This is a cranberry orange smoothie. So I've been on this kick, like last week in my Joy to Your Health group, it was, let's do a challenge, pick your favorite flavor and make something with it, something healthy. And so I made this cranberry orange vinaigrette, because I love cranberry orange pastries, oh my gosh. So the vinaigrette was so great, and I had so much fun looking for a recipe that has like fresh cranberry and oranges in it, that's not all cooked. Breads with a lot of sugar and stuff, so that was fun. I said, well, let me make another one. So I found this recipe for a cranberry orange smoothie, and this is like so good. I had one sip to pre-taste it. Kermit got the rest of the orange juice, but he's sick right now, so I thought, how perfect is this gonna be for him? The cranberries for the whole antioxidants, detoxing all, and then your fresh orange juice too, your vitamin C, it's gonna be perfect. So now that I'm actually like on my show, I can take another sip. Oh my gosh, you guys. This recipe is a cup of cranberries, if you can believe it. Frozen cranberries. I did a small frozen banana, 4 ounces of almond milk, and 10 ounces of fresh squeezed orange juice. And like I did half of a lemon, squeeze it in. It says about a tablespoon. I just did half of a lemon, whatever that was. And it says to put in some honey or maple syrup, but I was like, let's just see how this is, because these babies are pretty sweet. 2 of these oranges, this one this size and another one a little bit smaller, I got 16 ounces of juice. That's pretty cool. So I used 10 of the ounces in this smoothie, made this much, and I didn't put the sugar in. I thought I would taste it first and see, and it's perfect. You could put your extra dates in, or you could put your maple syrup or honey in, but it really doesn't need it. If your oranges are nice and juicy and sweet, it's got a little bit of a tartness left to it. It is just like so good and super healthy for you right now. So if you're getting hit with the colds, the flus, all the sinus stuff, this is gonna be a great drink for you. You could even add, ginger to it. Would be really good. You could do, if you got some essential oils, you could put like lime, a drop or 2 of lime oil in here would be really good. You could even use the lemon oil instead of the lemon juice that I squeeze if you don't have any lemons, because you don't really need the lemon juice for the consistency or anything. So, but there you have it. So most of this is gonna go to Kerwin because he's sick. Oh, but I gotta stay healthy too, right? So, Oh, this is so good. And I've got, like this whole frozen bag of cranberries. And you don't use, this is the most, like the vinaigrette I made used 1/4 of a cup of cranberries. I'm like, it's gonna last forever. This used a cup, so awesome. If you want the recipe, just comment below and I'll give you the specifics on it. But it was, oh, and here's this. Okay, so now wherever you are in your health journey, is where you are, and that's great. But if you want to make something, you want to take it to the next level, right? Keep in mind, like this calls for almond milk and orange juice. Now, can you use store-bought almond milk, even organic store-bought almond milk? Yeah, you could. It's not going to be the same, okay? Can you use, fresh squeezed orange juice that you get from the store? Even Costco has don't they still have the gallon of the organic orange juice? It's all been pasteurized, okay? Because you can't get fresh squeezed orange juice in a store like that, because otherwise it wouldn't last. It's gonna last like a few days max at your home, right? So can you? Yes. Is it still gonna be healthy for you? Absolutely. Is it still gonna taste great? Yes, definitely. But what you're gonna miss is all of the live enzymes and just the kick of feeling what you're eating. I'm telling you, it's a whole nother level when you make it yourself. Yes, it takes a little bit more time, okay, to do it yourself. I had to do it in the juicer, manual juicer. Do you have a juicer? It's manual. I used that, and then I had to make the almond milk. I had the almonds already soaking in the fridge. They needed to be used anyway. It's already been probably past 5 days, so I had to eat a couple to make sure they still were okay. And that was super quick though too, and then you just mix it all together and you're good to go. But if you can be more homemade with it, it's to your advantage. Whether you're on whatever raw, standard American diet, whatever kind of food you're eating, anything you put into your system that's healthy for you, your body's gonna thank you for it. But if you're ready to take it, a step up, next notch, make your own almond milk. I'll tell you how. It's real super easy. Do your own orange juice. So how do I do the orange juice? Okay, so jump into my third item on the list for today was the electricity. Okay, so can you cook without electricity? That's like a question, because I was thinking, as I'm making my orange juice this morning, I love this juicer. I'm gonna show it to you. Kerwin hates it. So I'm like, who's got a juicer that they use? And does anybody have a manual juicer? Comment on that. I wanna know, right? Because I was super excited when I found this, because I hate juicing, because the ones I've had anyway, it's that metal tray thing, and it pushes, what is it called, a macerating juicer, and it smushes your food against it, and it heats it up. It got a lot of friction going on there too, but I think it's a pain in the butt to clean, so many parts and all this stuff. I really hated it, so I got rid of it because it didn't bring me joy. I found this one. It's really cool. So here's the base, and it sticks to your counter with this little lever here. You just put it down, it sticks to the counter. Here's the blade. What is this one? This is I forget what kind of juicer this is called. Centrifugal, maybe? I don't know. Handle goes in. Helps with 2 hands. Got that, and then this this is where the juice comes out, and then this is where the pulp comes out. You just screw this on, and it's reversed from what you think it ought to be. The way it goes on, it's really kind of bizarre. So put that on, and then you've got your tamper that you're gonna push your stuff down with. You've got your juice catcher goes right here with your strainer on top for any extra pulp, and then here's your cup that sits under this part here. So this is all the pulp that I got from my 2 oranges today, and I don't know what to do with pulp from fruit. I know what to do with like veggies. I can make like flax crackers and all kinds of good stuff with it, but I don't know what to do with the fruit pulp. I know it's like fibrous. I wonder, like, do the dogs don't really need it? Maybe they do. I don't know. So what do you guys do with fruit pulp? I can compost it, but if I can get it some other way I can benefit from it, I would much rather that. So okay, so as I'm making this juice, I love it because you get some workout with your arm pushing down on here and with your arm twirling here. This is why Kerwin hates it. So it helps you not drink too much, for one thing, because it takes time. I made some apple juice like months ago. I was going on a road trip and I had all of these apples and I didn't want them to be wasted, and so I thought, well, let me just like make some juice. I can have it for breakfast and all. Apple juice is like sugar, okay? So even though it's not added sugar, it's still treated like sugar in your body, and I was so sick from it. I had this massive headache from it. It was not pretty. So I learned that apple juice, apple cider even, is like way too sweet for me. I can have a couple sips and it's like that's like it's it. So it does kind of balance you. It limits your intake, I think, with this juice. But it got me thinking about electricity. I thought, what could we make without electricity? I thought, well, eating raw, I'd have an advantage, right? Because I know how to cook without electricity, but not really, because I used the blender this morning. I did it with a manual juicer, but what would I have done? I couldn't have made my almond milk without the juicer, the blender. And I thought even our spices, you buy spices pre-ground. How do you grind your spices? Do you do it in a coffee grinder? Even if you buy the whole spices, you grind them, right? Does anybody have a mortar and pestle like you do your own? I want to get one of those. But like what could you make that didn't even use electricity? I mean, I guess there's probably not much of anything because there's probably machinery that does so much of everything, like processing the food before you get it, even harvesting it. You know, a lot of machines are used. But as much as it's within your control, what could you make without using any electricity? So that's my challenge for myself this week. I'm going to make something I will tell you about next week's episode. I will share with you what I made without using electricity. I'm gonna have to figure this out this week, because it can't just be something as simple as juice, right? Because that's just no fun. I got a manual juicer. We already know I can do that. So it has to be something a little bit more challenging. If you have ideas for me, comment, let me know what those are. I'm open for a challenge. It can't be like, I don't know, like too crazy, but you know, give me a break here. But I think that'll be fun. So that's my challenge this week. If you want to join me, feel free. It'd be kind of neat to see what I come up with and how easy it is, right? Okay, so third thing, check this out. I wanted to share with you what I'm wearing today because I used to work for the corporate world, and I didn't have a uniform, but I had work clothes that I wore, and it was like you never wore work clothes anywhere else. And I don't know if it was because I didn't like them, or if I just didn't want to have the memory of work, or I was tired of being so formal and I wanted to be just comfortable. But I never wore those clothes like anywhere else ever. Even when I was dressing up, it was like you had other clothes that were dress up, and then you had your work clothes, and then you had your after work clothes. So now that I'm a work from home dog mom, I want to know like why I've been like what I should be wearing, why I've been wearing, not what I should be wearing, but I've been wearing what I like. I've been wearing what feels comfortable and what I can do anything I want in like all day long. So it's kind of like jeans and shirts. And I got rid of all of the black stuff in my wardrobe. And this summer lost, a lot of weight, and so I really had nothing to wear. I either got rid of it because it was the wrong color, and I didn't really like it. It didn't make me happy when I put it on, or it just flat out didn't fit, and that didn't make me happy. So I cleaned out so much stuff, and as I've started to like buy a few pieces, I'm buying things that are not jeans and t-shirts. And then I'm like sitting them in the home, this is gonna be for a special occasion, right? So I got this top and we wore it for my anniversary and stuff. And I thought today, for whatever reason, it hit me. I'm like, it's spring basically out here and it's a beautiful day. It's like, I want to like celebrate. I want to wear something bright and light and fun. And I'm like, why don't I wear these dresses that I've bought, you know, or skirts? You know, why am I buying these things if I'm not going to wear them? So today I was like, hey, I'm going to wear something that is a little bit more intentional in my dress. And I thought, how many of us like do that? I always get out of my pajamas most of the time. Self-care Sunday may be the exception. But I don't feel productive if I stay in my pajamas all day. I like late mornings, but I gotta get up and get going and put other clothes on. But I thought, why don't I wear these nicer clothes? Am I worried that I'm gonna ruin them? I mean, they're comfortable because I'm not buying anything that I don't love that's not comfortable. So I'm like, why do we do that? Does anybody else do that? Do you do that? Do you save certain things, like, you know, if you're running errands or cleaning house or just even working at your kitchen table or at your desk over there? It's like, do you wear certain clothes for that just because you can? Or like, why? I mean, am I worried that I'm gonna get them dirty? I don't know. I mean, because I'm not gonna like be moving rocks in the backyard with the clothes on I have right now, but there's a lot of clothes I probably wouldn't wear for that, even if they're jeans. You know, I would save my nice jeans for something else. I would wear junk jeans or jeans that don't fit me or that I don't like about getting ruined or a hole torn in them or something. I'd wear those in the backyard. It's like, but I don't know. I just found that I've not been wearing my nicer clothes that actually fit me now that I love because it's not the special occasion. So I don't know why I'm doing that. If anybody else does, I can relate. I'd love to hear your story about it. And what do we do? How do we fix it? So today is my day that I'm challenging myself. I'll show you what I got on. This scarf is really cool. One thing I learned about scarves though, this is why I don't wear scarves all the time, because when you bend over, they like hang in your face, and it's difficult to pick up poop in the backyard. I have 4 dogs, okay, so there's stuff to pick up, right? It's difficult to do that when you're doing this and you're bending over, because I use a plastic glove and a plastic bag, and I just, you know, bend over and pick it up. But it's hard to do that with a scarf on. But here's my top and my pants. These pants, my husband picked these pants. Didn't he do a good job? Check this out. Okay, so how far do I gotta back up here so you can see the little thing? Look at these! They're so cool! They're amazing. I never would have picked them. We got these up in Vancouver. This is cotton. This is cotton. We got them at the store, Muji, Japanese store. Fantastic store. We were there like several times on this one trip because it was just so cool. We just kept checking everything out. This shirt is from there too. They've got this really nice organic cotton that just feels amazing. So here you go. We're gonna see how long I can stay in this today. And I don't know. This is me, my Saturday style. I'm celebrating. So we're gonna see how it goes for me this week. I would love to hear your thoughts about it and what you're wearing and how you feel about that. Wearing just clothes that you can kind of wear throughout the whole day versus, you know, clothes that are for special occasions or if when you're going out with a girlfriend or something. Like, what do you do differently, or how many times a day do you change clothes? Because I've been like, once I put clothes on, they go from PJs to clothes to PJs, and I'm like, there's not really a lot change in between unless it's the summertime and then you just like get super hot and you need to like take a shower throughout the day and change clothes and freshen up. I don't know, it's just something that hit me today, so I would appreciate your thoughts on that. And there you go. There's my topics for today. Woo! On track too, man. Almost 20 minutes. So, for those of you who didn't hear it earlier, I will repeat it if you're still here. The Tomato Lady is having her plant sale today. Started already at 10 a.m. I don't know how long it's going on. Maybe until sellout or lasts over multiple days. I don't know, but I'm gonna go this afternoon. So save me some. But if you're local here, go check it out because she's gonna have the good organic ones that have been well taken care of and are totally set up for success, right? You're not gonna be getting crazy bugs in your stuff. Because you know, I got a plant, and I did buy these big old tomato plants that I left out last night at Star Nursery. But I'm telling you, I couldn't resist it. It was $5 for this massive tomato plant. I'm like, and they're non-GMO, which is great. And but one time I got a plant from there. What was it? I don't know if it was, doesn't matter what plant it was, but it was a veggie plant. It had grubs in it. And I was so bugged because I wondered where grubs came from in my previous garden. I was having such a trouble getting rid of them. you could be bringing stuff into your garden when you buy from other places. So you really got to be careful what you're introducing, because we have all these microclimates around here. You really got to be careful of what you bring into your yard. So I'm going to be checking the dirt out. Oh, I just saw like this creature out in my backyard, but it's birds. I thought it was a cat or something. That's what's getting in my garden. It's like 2 pigeons, and they're right at the front door, because the back door, because the dogs are in the bedroom. They're getting brave. Goodness. But anyway, so I'm just telling you that because you know that what you get from the tomato lady is going to be good. And you're not going to be bringing any weird things into your yard. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Breakfast at Tiffany's. And I am your host, Tiffany Almazan, in my cool little Saturday style outfit. And I will see you all next week. And I will share with you what my challenge came up with for non-electricity food, my meal. So bye for now. Have a great Saturday.